Hello, and welcome to the DataSunrise test drive. In this video, we will guide you through the test drive and show you how to use the basic features of our product. Note that once the deployment of the test drive has been completed, we get a console output with all the required passwords and addresses. Don't close this tab because we will need the information it contains. During the test drive, we will use a PostgreSQL database deployed on Google Cloud and the pgadmin utility installed on our PC as a client application. We've downloaded and installed pgadmin on our PC. Before doing anything else, we need to start it. Now we need to create a proxy connection to our target database. We click File, Add Server to create a new server connection. We input some name and paste the URL from the test drive outputs, Postgre IP. Then we input our database username and password, Postgre login, and Postgre password respectively. Now we can create a table for testing. We connect to our target database and run the pgadmin's SQL console. We paste the query's SQL from the test drive's manual to the SQL editor window and execute it by pressing F5. As you can see, we've created a small table named Customers, which simulates a list of customers of a certain commercial company. Now we can enter the DataSunrise's web UI. We use the DS console address from the test drive's outputs to open it via our web browser. More than likely, you will see an unsecure connection prompt. Just follow your browser's prompts to confirm security exceptions for the DataSunrise's web UI. To log into the web UI, we use admin as the login, and the password from the test drive's outputs, DS password. Note that the target database profile already exists, so we don't need to create one. Let's assume that we need to prevent modification of the customers table by any user. We navigate to the Data Security section of the web UI and create a new rule. We specify the database we want to protect. We select Database Type, PostgreSQL, and Database Instance. Then we name the rule. You can use any name you want, or leave it blank, and DataSunrise will name the rule automatically. Note Action drop-down list with block value selected. It means that all prohibited queries will be blocked by the firewall. In this case, blocking will be performed in the form of an SQL error. In the Filter Sessions subsection, you can specify source of queries to trigger the blocking. You can select client applications, various users, proxies, and so on. In the Filter SQL Statements subsection, you need to select a traffic filtering algorithm to use. We will use the object group filter to treat all DML queries that include the checked statements as prohibited. Since we need to prevent modification of our table, we allow select type queries and block all other types of queries. If you need to block queries to certain tables or columns, you can specify them in the Process SQL to Databases subsection. Since we need to prevent modification of the complete customers table, we can leave these settings as by default. In this case, DataSunrise will protect all tables included into our database. Now we will try to modify the protected table via pgadmin. We use an update query taken from the test drive's guide. update public.customers. Set email equals 00000, where email equals kittycatty@fuji.com. As a result, the operation is aborted with an error. The query is blocked. Thus, the update query directed to our protected table has triggered the rule and DataSunrise blocked the prohibited query. In this scenario, we will use DataSunrise's dynamic masking to hide contents of the card column of our customers table. We go to the Data Masking section of the Web UI and create a new rule. In general, data masking settings are similar to security rules settings. We specify the database we want to work with. In the Actions subsection, we select Mask to mask the specified queries. We leave the Filter Session settings as by default. In the Columns for Masking subsection, we select a column we want to obfuscate. This is the card column of the Customers table. In the drop-down list below, we select a masking method to use. It is a dedicated masking algorithm for credit card numbers. Now we can query the database via pgadmin to see how masking works. We run the query tool and try to view all entries of our table. As you can see, the contents of the card column of our table are obfuscated. Some characters are replaced with X's. For audit rules, we navigate to the Data Audit section of the Web UI. Here you can see there are two rules that exist for DDL and DML queries, so you don't need to create a new rule. We will show one rule's settings just for information. We click Edit for the settings. As you can see, this rule is configured to audit all queries directed to our database. Since the data audit rules were active all the time, we can check the auditing results now. We go to the Events subsection, and here you can see a list of events captured by DataSunrise. We open one event for details. In the event details, we can see the query's SQL, basic information about the query, information about the session, and query results. For more information on DataSunrise, visit our website, www.datasunrise.com, or email us at info@datasunrise.com. Thanks for watching this video and for your interest in DataSunrise.